Hello everyone, welcome back to Coral Joy Travel. My name is Coral and I'm a travel agent specializing in Disney vacations. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the best Fast Pass choices to make while you're visiting Walt Disney World's Epcot theme park. Stay tuned. If you've watched my previous videos, I've done a video on the best Fast Passes to make in Hollywood Studios and in Magic Kingdom. So now we're up to Epcot. And Epcot is very similar to Hollywood Studios in that there are tiers that you have to choose your Fast Pass rides from. So there's a Tier 1 set of rides and a Tier 2 set of rides. In Tier 1, you can choose one Fast Pass choice from those rides. In Tier 2, you can choose the other two Fast Pass rides from those choices. Now again, you are allowed to choose 3 Fast Pass rides in advance of your trip. If you are staying on Disney property, you can make these Fast Pass reservations 60 days before your arrival date. If you are an off-site guest, you can make your Fast Pass reservations 30 days before your arrival date. So let's talk about what the ride choices are for the Tier 1 selections. Frozen Ever After, Soarin', Test Track, and Illuminations Reflections on Earth. That is the fireworks show in the evening in Epcot. So out of those 4 choices, it's a tough choice. Frozen Ever After would be my choice if you have young children who are huge fans of that Disney show, Frozen. The Frozen wait times as the day progresses get very, very long. So if that's a ride that you are interested in, I highly suggest you choose that as your Tier 1 choice. If you're not as interested in Frozen, then I would advise you to either choose Test Track or Soarin' Around the World. Now, Soarin' is relatively new. It just reopened in, I believe, June or July of 2016. So summer of 2016. It's a new show. It's incredible. I highly recommend it. But then again, Test Track, I highly recommend too. So it all just really depends on what the experience is that you want to have there. Okay, now just because you can only choose one of those Fast Passes from Tier 1 does not mean that you cannot ride the other rides in this category. So if you do choose Soarin' as your Tier 1 Fast Pass, you can go to Test Track and ride Test Track. You would just have to ride in the regular standby line. Sometimes the standby lines at Test Track are not as bad. Usually in the early morning or in the later evening, you'll see that the wait times for these popular rides get a little bit shorter. It's also important to note that Test Track has a single rider line. So if you don't mind being split up from your group, or only one of you from your group wants to ride Test Track, the single rider line is always a shorter time to wait than the regular standby line at Test Track. So that's always something really, really good to know. As far as Illuminations Reflections on Earth, I don't recommend you get a Fast Pass for that as your Tier 1 choice. You can view illuminations from all around the World Showcase. But what I mean is all the surrounding countries around the World Showcase where they show illuminations from. In the center, you have great viewing areas and you don't need to be in this one selected area that they reserve off for guests. In that area, just to let you know, you do not have chairs. They have this one area roped off for guests who have Fast Passes, and they either have to stand side by side with people in front of you as well, so you're not guaranteed a great view, or you're sitting on the ground. So you'll be doing that no matter where you are around the World Showcase. That's why I recommend choosing one of the other 3 choices for your Tier 1 choice. So for Tier 2 Fast Pass choices, you can choose Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, Turtle Talk with Crush, Epcot Character Spot, Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, and Mission Space. So out of those 7 rides or shows, the ones I highly suggest are Turtle Talk with Crush, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth. Those seem to be ones that can accumulate a longer standby line throughout the day, so those are the ones that I'm recommending to my clients to make. Now, that said, Figment. You can ride Figment. That's usually an easy ride. Figment's wait times are usually very low, unless you're going during the busiest seasons of the year, like Christmas break or spring break. Figment usually has less than 20-minute wait time. So I don't recommend that you get a Fast Pass for Figment, but you absolutely could if that's something that you love. Now, mind you, when I went to Disney World in 1986 for the very first time and I visited Epcot and I saw Figment, he was my favorite character. I thought he was the greatest. So I always have to go on to Figment. It's just what I do. I want to mention that Mission Space has actually 2 standby lines. There is a Mission Space Green, which is a less intense version of the ride, and a Mission Space Orange, which is a more intense version of the ride. Now, this is a ride like you are going to Mars. So you are in a space capsule and you have a job to do while you are in space. 4 of you fit inside one enclosed pod. I don't like confined spaces, but this ride does not bother me because I ride green. I'm being honest. I ride green. I like it less intense. I don't want to be throwing up in space. That's just not something that I want to do. And I know myself in motion sickness, so I take the less intense version. I just want to make you aware that there will be 2 different standby lines. The standby line for green might be 10 minutes, whereas the standby line for the orange ride might be 25 minutes. It all definitely depends. I think more people ride the orange version than the green, but I'm glad they offer both versions because I love that ride, but I love it green. That's all I'm saying. So if you want it less intense, make sure you go on the green side, not the orange side. Spaceship Earth is one of those rides that often does not have a long standby wait time. However, I like to get the Spaceship Earth Fast Pass because I just love that ride. It's a great time to kind of sit down and take 5 minutes off of your feet. And we all know that when we're visiting Walt Disney World, we do a lot of walking, and it's oftentimes hotter outside in Florida than where we live and wherever we live. And it's just a great moment of history to kind of go through and appreciate. So I always do a Fast Pass for Spaceship Earth. I usually do it, early afternoon, because first thing in the morning, if you did Spaceship Earth, there wouldn't be a wait at all. You could just walk right on. So you could even do Spaceship Earth multiple times during the day. And I should also mention that if you get to your Fast Pass, and Fast Passes are good for 1 hour, so you can ride the ride 1 time in this hour time slot that they give you. If you have a Fast Pass for Soarin' at 10 in the morning, between 10 in the morning and 11 in the morning, and you go and you're there at 10:05 in the morning, and the wait time in the regular standby line is 10 minutes, my advice is wait in the regular standby line for 10 minutes and ride the ride and either ride it again after with your Fast Pass, or go on to your Fast Pass My Disney Experience account and change your Fast Pass to a different Tier 1 experience so you don't waste your Fast Pass. So you can really be flexible with your Fast Passes and be smart about the way you use them too while you're at the theme parks. Something else I want to mention about Epcot is the front of Epcot is Future World, and as you exit Future World and you're going towards the countries of the World Showcase, the World Showcase doesn't open up until 11 a.m. Now, there are parts of the World Showcase that are open, meaning like you can walk on the sidewalks and walk through the countries. Some you can walk through Canada and England and a little bit of France, but you can't get beyond France. And on the other side, you can walk through Mexico and Norway, but then they stop you at Norway. You can, however, get Fast Passes for Frozen Ever After as soon as the park opens. So that ride in Norway is open. But that's really it. So you have to just know in the back of your mind that the World Showcase does not open at 9 a.m. like the park does in the front Future World of Epcot. World Showcase opens at 11 in the morning. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So, if you want to think about doing a quick service lunch somewhere or get some snacks somewhere, that's not open until 11 in the morning in Epcot at the World Showcase. I hope this information has been helpful for you. I will link up above here, right there, in that little I. You see that I? There's a letter I. See it? That I means information. If ever you see this in one of my videos, click on it, because I will be sharing with you some other recommended videos or ask you some questions. So definitely click on this I. I'm going to link up here in this I information on Fast Pass video for Best Fast Passes for Magic Kingdom and Best Fast Pass choices for Hollywood Studios. And again, this one was for Epcot. So next video I will be doing on Fast Passes is our last theme park in Walt Disney World, Animal Kingdom. So definitely look forward to that. And if you have not yet, please subscribe and like this channel. New videos coming to you every single week. And the exciting news, if you haven't seen it yet, is Coral Joy is going on a cruise. So you get to look forward to some cruise vlogs from Coral's latest 7-night Southern Caribbean trip. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Have a magical day, and don't forget, your Disney adventure awaits. Bye!